Overwatch was released on the 24th of May back in 2016. It piqued my interest quite a bit, since I enjoyed a lot of goofy team-based multiplayer shooters prior, be it Loadout, Garden Warfare, Gotham City Imposters, or Team Fortress 2. And after I'd purchased and played the game, I was immediately hooked. Overwatch had some balancing issues with characters at the start, but I knew these would be issues that Blizzard would later fix. But overall, the gameplay has always ran very smoothly and was a ton of fun to play. Selecting the character that suits your own playstyle, and having the right balance on your team between tank classes, who give and take the most damage, healing classes, who mostly deal very little damage but of course provide the team with extra health points, damage classes, who obviously can deal quite a lot of damage but only can take so much in return. They are also particularly useful for dashing over to a certain area on the map quickly. With this much variation in different sets of abilities and weapons, this of course meant that teamwork was essential, and with 12-year-olds screaming down microphones, I think you can all imagine how that goes, especially when competitive play came around.
Catch a point? Oh.
If your team had the correct balance in classes, which is typically 2 tanks, 2 healers and 2 damage classes, and had good teamwork with either defending the point or payload or attacking it, then you were likely to win. If not, then you were likely to lose. And since switching to a different class could ultimately be the difference between defeat or victory, this meant that there was so much variety in these matches, which of course in turn leads to a lot of replayability, at least at the start. And at the time, I was one of these people. I absolutely refused to pay for loot boxes, but ranking up that extra level, unlocking one, and then receiving a skin that I wanted felt very satisfying and made my character look awesome in game. Oh sorry, I meant epic. But it didn't take me too long to abandon Overwatch completely. Around this time, competitive play was still going strong with a new season every other month or so. New arcade events popped up every now and then. New skins were constantly being added. New characters were being integrated to include a bit more interest in the game. But quite frankly, none of this was enough for me. It didn't matter the map, the class, how good my team was. Every match just simply felt the same. So I just gave up on it. Left it to collect dust on my computer for a year and a half. Right next to Destiny 2, which I haven't played in forever and don't exactly plan to anytime soon.
Take it easy out there, will you? You're making me look bad.
But then I paid it a little revisit, and I felt the same way that I did back in May of 2016. Perhaps it is just one of those games that you have to pick up and play every now and then, and just sort of get bored of the next day. At least that's what I thought to myself. However, the games I mentioned earlier I still do play on a regular basis. Sure, I've gone through phases of not playing them, but it's never quite been to the point where I've disliked them or not touched them for over a year. So what is it with Overwatch? The gameplay has stayed consistently good, the classes are becoming more and more balanced, new heroes are fun to play as. Well, firstly, from the beginning, I've always felt that Overwatch has had very inconsistent characters. What I mean by this is that you can look at a game like TF2, and the characters, despite the different personalities, you can tell that they are all linked together design-wise, with this military theme that they're going for. Even if I only play as one particular class, I can justify watching a Meet the Blank video from a different character. Not only are these videos really well made and pretty funny, but as I said, they feel linked. Seeing all of them together doesn't feel awkward or out of place, whereas Overwatch on the other hand has such variety that it just comes across as kind of stupid. The variety is good in terms of gameplay, but not good within the context of the game. It's trying to appeal to too many people. Anime fans, edgelords, animal lovers, and people that yeah, never mind. This may be coming across as an absurd piece of criticism, considering that it's a multiplayer shooter with no story or plot to get attached to. However, within a game such as Fortnite, the character unlocks don't really mean anything aside from, hey look at how good I am for unlocking this skin, or buying it, but yeah, it's a free to play game, so whatever. Point is, you look at the John Wick skin and you know that it's based off of the movie character. There's no dialogue with him in game, and he isn't a part of the marketing. Overwatch on the other hand does both of those things. Within the trailers and short animations, they are given personality and purpose, but none of it worked for me when the whole team are together. Also, I know I've said that there is variety within the characters playstyle wise, which is the only good thing about them, but the game modes and amount of maps are just the complete opposite. I think this is the biggest reason why it comes across as very repetitive to me. Again, at the start it works, but when it comes to playing the game long term, 13 maps isn't really enough, and all 13 maps basically just play out the same. The only difference is the look. Go to the point, try and capture it. Are you low on health? Go in the room and pick up the health pack. They tried doing other stuff with the arcade section that isn't capture the point or escorting the payload, but in all honesty I've never really felt that any of them have worked too well, since they mostly just reuse maps specifically designed for payload or capture the point, which is why I suppose they just left it down to the community to see what ideas they could come up with, and implemented a game browser map option, which allows the Overwatch community to come up with these new concepts, like an infection game mode, similar to the ones we've seen in Call of Duty. And I'll give them props for adding this, because it's genuinely interesting seeing what people have come up with and trying something new out. All in all, if you're looking to kick back and play a fun shooter, Overwatch is for you. If you were looking for a masterpiece, Roblox Phantom Forces is for you. I'm serious, it's like actually great. And I'm giving Overwatch a solid 4.1 out of 7.3.